Welcome to this 30-minute morning yoga class. Well, you can do it in the evening if you want. It's going to be a very gentle yoga class. There won't be any strength work in it. There won't be any long, deep stretching like we do in yin yoga. So there won't be any sweating in this class. So we're going to begin our class seated. We're going to begin with a little meditation, and we'll finish with a shavasana as well. So when it goes quiet at the very end of the class, we'll go quiet for about 5 minutes and then I'll bring you back. So begin seated, prop yourself up on a block or a couple of pillows if you can. Close your eyes. Sit up nice and tall. This class is going to be perfect for beginners or athletes who are just looking to loosen out after a hard training session or on your day off. So tune in with the breath. You don't have to try and change it. Just observe what pattern, how you're breathing. Feel the air coming in through your nose. Bring all your awareness and your attention to that feeling. As you're breathing in life force energy, prana. It's what keeps us alive. So with each inhale, I want you to visualize your body filling up with energy. And with each exhale, just letting go of any energy, any negative energy you might have picked up from a bad night's sleep or a bad dream. We're going to do a couple of breaths and I'll count you in. We're going to inhale for 6, going to hold for 3 and exhale for 6. Best you can, breathe through your nose, with the tongue on the roof of your mouth. So when you're ready, inhale for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Hold, 2, 3. Exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Inhale, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Hold, 2, 3. Exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Inhale, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Hold, 2, 3. Exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Observe how the body feels. When you're ready, you can gently open your eyes. Place your left hand down on the ground beside you. Inhale, raise your right arm up. Exhale, slight side bend to your left, reaching through those right fingertips. Exhale, come back to center. Inhale, left hand up. Exhale, lean over to the right. With any of these stretches, there's no need to force them or push deep. Just be really gentle with yourself, especially if it's in the morning. Interlace the fingers behind the back. Open up the chest. Take a big inhale, push into those fingertips. And on your exhale, try and pull your fingers, your baby fingers, up towards the sky. So with any of these stretches, just be very gentle. If there's any pain, ease off, and if there's still pain, just completely change the movement. And as always, focus in on your breath. If we slow our breath down, breathe in through our nose, into our belly, diaphragmatic breathing, we'll calm our nervous system down and we'll be able to relax our body so we can go deeper into the stretches then to release any tension. On your next exhale, let go. Walk the fingertips out in front of you. Take a big inhale, extend your head, extend your spine, and then on your exhale, just begin to walk those fingertips forward until you feel a nice little stretch. I'm going to get rid of my block. If you're feeling any catching in your hips, any pinching in your hips, raise your hips up with a block. It just helps to give that little extra more range of movement. So we're going to take 3 breaths here. Feel the hips loosening out, sinking into this, your back. You can let the head hang heavy, your shoulders. After your 3 breaths, walk your hands up. And we're going to roll around into tabletop position, so onto all fours. We're just going to warm up the spine very gently with a few rounds of cat-cow. So wrists directly underneath the shoulders, knees directly underneath the hips. And you know what we'll do? We'll actually warm up the wrists here a little bit. So when you're in tabletop position, just take a few circles around on your wrists, left to right, right to left, just to gently warm up our wrists. We'll be doing some downward dogs and sun salutations, so I have to warm up these wrists first. Come back on your heels, interlace the fingers, just make a few wrist circles. 2, 3, 4, 5, and the other way. 2, 4, 5. Now let's come down to tabletop. Joey, you're in my way there. So, wrists underneath the shoulders, knees underneath the hips. When you're ready, we're going to inhale, you're going to arch your back for cow. Look up to the sky. And exhale, you're going to tuck the chin into the chest and round the back for cat. We're going to do 7 rounds of this. Inhale, look to the sky, arch the back, push the shoulder blades down the back. Exhale, tuck the chin into the chest, round the back. Push those hands into the ground. Inhale, look up to the sky. Shoulder blades back and down. Exhale, push the ground away, round that back. Inhale, look up. Exhale, round the back. Inhale, look up. Always trying to sync the movement and the breath if you can. Exhale, around the back. 2 more. Inhale, look up. Exhale, round the back. Come into a neutral position. You're going to step your right foot out beside you. So your right foot's going to be directly in line here with your left leg. Bring your shoulders square. Good boy. Bring your shoulders square. And we're just going to do a couple of hip rocks. So take an inhale, and on your exhale, just push the hips back very gently. Inhale forward. Exhale back. Inhale forward. Exhale back. This time flatten that back leg and just sit down as deep as you can into the stretch. You might feel a deep stretch here in your groins of your right leg. You might also feel it in your left hip as well. This isn't going to be too deep, but what I want you to do now is start walking the hands over to your right, towards your right leg. Excuse there, Joey. Over to your right leg, pushing the hips back. Before we go into any deep stretching, I'll just do some light stretching. Get the blood flowing, get the body ready. Come back up into your tabletop position. Bring that left leg in, sit back into a child's pose, drop the head down to the mat. Extend those fingertips as forward as far as you can. Joey, will you just move over there? Good boy. Sit down now. Joey's in the way of the camera. Walk your fingertips to the right. Get a stretch on the side body. After your next exhale, walk your hands to the left. Get a stretch along the right. Come back to center, back up into tabletop position, and step that left leg out to the side. Exhale, sit the hips back. So we're going to do 3 of these. Inhale, come forward. Exhale, sit the hips back. Inhale, forward. Exhale, sit the hips back. Flatten that right foot and sit back as deep as you can into this stretch. Try a deep breath down all the way into your belly and into your hips. And as you do that, you might feel your hips starting to tighten up, but on your exhale, everything should relax. So breathe right down into that left hip. Now walk your fingertips over to the left, towards that left foot. Try and keep this left foot flat on the ground if you can. If you can't, you can have it on the inside, on the arch of your foot. But just to get an extra stretch along the outside of your calf here, try and flatten that foot into the ground. Walk your fingers around to the middle, come back up into tabletop position, and let's get ready to go into our first downward dog. So to protect our wrists here, I want you to widen your fingertips as wide as you can. Hands are about the same distance underneath your shoulders, but what you're going to do here is as if you're trying to squeeze or pull the mat back with your fingers. You're going to pull the mat back and just lift your knuckles up off the ground. This is going to take a bit of tension out of the wrists and spread the weight evenly through your hands. Tuck the toes under, push the bum up in the air and come up for downward dog. Now with yoga, there's no right or wrong way of doing anything. The only way you're doing something wrong is if you're hurting yourself. If you have any pain, then you have to change. So with a downward dog, you don't have to get your heels to the ground. You don't have to have a perfectly straight back. Your knees don't have to be perfectly straight. If you're feeling a stretch, that's okay. So I want you to push or look your head back between your 2 feet. And it's as if you're bringing your chest towards your knees. You can open up your elbows out to the side to create a bit of space in the shoulders. When you're ready, step your left foot forward between your hands. Step your right foot forward between your hands. And roll them back and come up to standing. We're going to go through 3 rounds of Sun Salutation A, which is just a nice sequence that you can do in the morning. We're going to sync our breath with the movement. Do 3 very light rounds, but we'll move through it quickly just to get the blood flowing, and then we're going to go into a little bit more deeper stretching. Lovely. We have a van. Inhale, raise the hands up. Exhale, forward fold with a straight back as long as you can, and bend the knees until you can touch the ground. Inhale, halfway lift, look forward. Exhale, forward fold, place the hands on the ground, step back. Inhale into plank, exhale, drop your knees, drop your chest, drop your chin, flatten the feet out. Inhale up for baby cobra. Exhale, you're going to tuck the toes and push back up into a downward dog. Going to stay here for 2 breaths. On your next inhale, step the left foot forward between the hands. Step the right foot forward between the hands. Then you're going to roll your spine up into standing. Inhale, raise the hands above your head, and we're going to repeat that. Inhale up, exhale, forward fold with a straight back until you can bend your knees, touch the ground. Inhale, halfway lift, look forward, exhale, place the hands beside your feet, step back into a plank, drop the knees, drop the chest, drop the chin, slide out, baby cobra. Inhale up. It's only a slight back bend here, so the hips are still on the ground. Your chest and shoulders coming up off the ground. Tuck the toes under and push back up into a downward dog. Two breaths here. On your next inhale, step your right foot forward. Step your left foot forward. Round the back. Come up to standing and repeat again. Inhale up. Exhale, forward fold. Bend the knees to touch the ground. Inhale, halfway lift, look forward. Exhale, place your hands on the ground, step back into a plank. Drop the knees, drop the chest, drop the chin, slide out. Inhale, baby cobra. Exhale, downward dog. And then from here, we're going to step our left leg between our hands and come into a low lunge. And we're going to stay here. So I want you to bring both arms inside this left leg. We're coming into our low lunge here. So what we're looking for is pushing through the back heel, pushing through your right heel. Try and keep that left leg as straight as you can. If you're struggling with depth here, get yourself a block or a pillow to create a bit of height. You should feel a nice stretch here in the front of the right hip on your hip flexor. Lower the hands down to the ground. Drop your right heel down to the ground. So your foot is at about a 45-degree angle facing the long side of your mat. Inhale, come up into Warrior Two. So front knee is over the ankle, back leg is nice and straight at a 45-degree angle here, front toes facing the short side of your mat. Bring your hands up in line with the shoulders, gaze forward over your fingertips. Get nice and strong here. Feel the 4 or the 3 points of your front foot nice and strong, so you have a nice strong base. Push it into the back side of your right foot, to the outside of your right foot along the baby toe side. Such strength. Drop the left knee down to the ground, or down to your elbow, sorry. Sweep that right arm forward, reach the fingertips forward, open the chest up to the right, and take a couple of inhales here. So you're going to feel a nice stretch along your lats, your obliques, might feel it into your QL. Open that chest up to the right. Really extend those fingertips, trying to create as much space between the right fingertips and the right heel. When you're ready, sweep the arms back, come back into warrior. Straighten that left leg. You're going to turn these right toes so that they're coming straight now. So both toes are facing the short side of your mat. Hips are facing forward. We're going to come into pyramid pose. So inhale, take a big breath into your belly. Exhale, forward fold at your hips. If you need a block, you can come down to a block. You'll feel a nice stretch in your hamstring here. Ease into this one. With each exhale, you're just sinking a little bit deeper into the stretch. If you don't have a block, you can rest your hands on your shin or your thigh. Just don't go to your knee. To get a bit of activation into the hamstrings, we're just going to take away our hands from your block or from your shin. We're going to hold it for 5, 2, 1, and relax, sink into the stretch. If you can here, I want you to try and squeeze your quad muscles on your left leg. Because when we contract the opposite muscle, so the antagonistic muscle, which is our quad here, our hamstring will loosen up. On your next inhale, come up. Bring that foot out to 45-degree angle again. Sink down into your warrior. Hands up by your side. On your next exhale, bring both hands down, either side of your feet. Step the left foot back into a downward dog. Drop the knees and sit back into a child's pose. 2 breaths here. When you're ready, tuck the toes under, push back into a downward dog, and step the right leg forward. Both hands come in to the inside of your right leg. Extend into that left leg as much as you can. Look back and see, are you pushing through that left heel? Is your left knee straight? Remember, if you need a block, grab yourself a block and come up a little bit higher, just to give you that a little bit of extra room. Try and get that pelvic tuck. If you don't know what that is, I have a few videos down below that will explain it. So pushing those hips towards the ground. When you're ready, drop that left heel down to the ground and push up for a warrior. So we're bringing this right knee over the ankle. Should be able to still see your toes. So your front leg, the toes of your front leg is facing the short side of your mat. The toes of your back leg is facing the long side of your mat. Arms up shoulder height. Gaze forward. Gripping the ground with your feet, with your front leg. Create a nice solid base. Pushing into the heel and the outside of your left foot along the baby toe. Drop the right knee down, right elbow down to the right knee. Sweep that left arm forward. Reach those fingertips forward. Open the chest up to the left. Sink those hips down to the ground. Feel a nice stretch along the side body here. It's a really nice stretch if you're doing much core work, or you're doing pull-ups in the gym, or you're doing bent over rows where your lats are working. It's a nice stretch to open this side body. You nearly feel sometimes after that you can breathe a bit better. Come back around, sweep the arm back into warrior. You're going to turn the toe, that left toe facing forward. You can shorten your stance ever so slightly if you want. So now both toes are facing forward to the short side of your mat. Hips are facing forward, chest is facing forward. You're going to inhale into the belly and forward fold at the crease of your hip. Hands down to the shin if you need to. If you're really struggling here, a block will help. But relaxing your mind, relaxing your breath, it'll really help you sink into this stretch a little bit more. Just notice if you're holding any tension in your jaw, your face. I know I always say this in my yoga classes, but just from looking at someone's face, I can tell whether they're holding tension or not. You can hear it in their breath too. I'm going to take the hands away, create a bit of tension in that hamstring, squeeze the quads if you can. Take an inhale and exhale, just sink a bit deeper into the stretch. When you're ready, place both hands either side of your foot. Step back into a plank, drop the knees, cross the ankles, and come into a seated position. So extend this left leg out in front of you. We're going to take your right leg, step it over to the outside of your left thigh. With your left arm then you're going to hug your knee into your chest and you're going to pull yourself upright and sit up nice and tall. When you're ready, you can begin to twist your chest over this right shoulder. You can bring your right hand down at the base of your spine, just on the ground behind you for support, and you can start to twist. So you can adjust this stretch as much as you can, or however you want, so that you can feel a stretch, or you want to feel a stretch here. This can be a deep stretch for your glutes. You also might feel the spinal twist a lot. You can close your eyes if you want. Let's tune back in with that breath like we did at the start. Notice the breath coming in through the nose. When you're ready, we're going to come back around to the center. We're going to take our right foot, the sole of our right foot, place it on the inner side of your left thigh, and just change the angle of the stretch here. You're going to twist your body over to the right. You're going to grab your left hand onto your right shin, sit up nice and tall, inhale that right hand up, and then what we're going to do is we're going to side bend to open up all this side of the body, so you'll feel a deep stretch in your QL muscle here. So we're still in the same position as we were sitting previous to this. Left leg is out straight, right foot is in against your left thigh, left hand against the right chin. Inhale up and exhale, dropping that left shoulder over to the left leg. Those right fingertips are reaching forward towards your toes. If you're really flexible here, you might even be able to reach your toes, but that's not happening here for me. Keep that right shoulder pinned back and the chest open nice and wide. Oh, here's the sun now. Lovely. I hope you can see this stretch. Joey's not blocking it. Joey, do you want to maybe come out of the way? No? Alright. Good boy. Coming back to the center. We're going to swap straight away, so step that right leg out. Bring the left leg across to the outside of your right thigh. Right arm hugs that left knee into the chest. Sit up nice and tall. When you're ready, you can bring the left fingertips down to the ground behind you, twisting over that left shoulder. Keep a nice pull on this left leg Keep the stretch on the glutes. Feel the sensation of the breath again, of the stretch. Close your eyes if you need to. Come back around to the center, placing the sole of your left foot into the inside of your right thigh. What way am I doing this now? Oh yeah. Right hand to your left shin. Sit up nice and tall. Inhale that left arm up. And on your exhale, you're going to reach those left fingertips towards your right toes. Keep that right leg nice and strong, just to create stable base. Open the chest up nice and wide. Pin that left shoulder back. I find if I have any lower back stiffness, stretches like this or triangle pose are lovely for loosening out the QL muscle, which is the muscle either side of your spine and your lower back, and it can give great relief for any tension or stiffness. When you're ready, come out of this stretch, roll around onto your back, hug the knees into the chest, and create some small circles with the knees. We're going to come into happy baby, so reach your hands up. You're going to grab the insides of your of your feet. So you're grabbing the arches of your feet. So your elbows should be inside your knees. The soles of your feet are facing the sky. You're pulling your knees into your chest. This is a lovely deep stretch for the hips. Give a nice stretch here in my hamstrings as well. Lower back. You can rock side to side if you want to. Take 2 more breaths here. Long and slow. Stay here for as long as you want if you're liking it. And when you're ready, lower the feet down to the ground. Straighten those legs out. Bring the palms out to your side. Toes fall out to the side. And sink into the ground. Bring your awareness to your body. Just go with wherever your attention goes. Any sensations, any tingling, any warmth. And it guides you through your body. So you can keep your normal breathing rhythm. And I'll just mention a part of our body. And you just follow along. Visualizing a light coming up from your feet. So we'll start on your left leg. Just visualize a light in your left leg, your left foot, working its way up your shin, into your knee, into your right quads, your left quad, hamstring, your left hip, across into your right hip, down your right quad, your right hamstring, your right knee, down your shin, your ankle, and the soles of your feet. Just feel the energy in both legs. And then work that energy up your lower back, your mid back, your upper back. Comes across the top of your shoulders, lightens up your chest, down your stomach, down to your belly button, and joins up into your pelvis. The right side of your body is lighting up. Your ribs, up into your armpit, down your right bicep and tricep, into your right elbow, your forearm, your hands, and down into your fingertips. The left side of your body, your ribs, your armpit, your left bicep and tricep, elbow, forearm, left hand and left fingertips. Your neck is now filled with the energy and the light as it spreads up the back of your head, your ears, across the top of your head, down your forehead, your cheeks, your face, your lips, your nose, your eyes, your mouth. We're going to take 3 breaths here. You can let out a release or a sigh if you need to. So inhale through your nose into your belly. Exhale, let it go. Inhale through your nose. Exhale, let it go. Last one. Inhale through your nose. Exhale, let it go. When you're ready, rub your hands together. Place them over your eyes. You can slowly open your eyes. Roll yourself over onto your right hand side. And come up into a seated position. Give gratitude to yourself for turning up for the practice. Turning up is often the most hardest part. So well done. Namaste. Peace out.